Hey, fellow comic book fans. Today we're talking about House Amok #1.
All right. Well, this is from IDW. Their Black Crown imprints, which we've seen before, that tend to take a, shall we say, unusual take on the comic books.
Yeah.
And this is definitely unusual. It starts off with definition of a French word that refers to shared psychosis. And entering into the House of Muck is a shared psychosis. It's hard to tell where delusion and reality start and end, and what exactly is going on here. It's almost like seeing the inside of a cult of some kind, and it's violent and strange and confusing, and it's got this aesthetic about it that is similar to other Black Crown stuff. It's almost like a punk rock aesthetic. It's like anything goes, and nothing is sacred, and it's just really a phenomenal ride of craziness.
Yeah, I had a little bit mixed feelings about it, especially starting off. I do find I enjoy it, and actually, Dave, I really like how you talked about, like, how you described it with that, looking at it almost like as a cult, like the mental there. Like, it was really confusing for me. It's gonna put some people off for sure because of just how kind of crazy all over the place it kind of is, or just it's very morbid at times. It's like, and yeah, what's real, what's not. It can be a little frustrating at times. And so I'm interested in continuing it just to kind of see, like, where's it going? Like, what is real? I want to know. And it did a great job of, I would say, bringing what would normally be just like absolute craziness with a sense of normalcy. Like, the family's like, yeah, this is what we do. This is normal. This is okay. And everything else is wrong and weird. And they don't seem like a non-happy family or anything. They're very, close family. But then it's like, oh, you guys are a bunch of crazies. And that explains a lot.
The implication is that they're not the crazy ones. It's that the world is crazy.
Right, but I feel like we see so many of those things where that's what's going on and they have to fix it. Well, maybe they think the world is crazy, but they're the crazy ones.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
It's a cool way of looking at it, and like I said, I'm just interested in seeing where this one goes, but it will turn some people off, without doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely a story, about perspective. What's real, what's not real, who's right, who's wrong. And frankly, I'm unsure. I'm very unsure. And the fact that I don't necessarily know exactly how I feel about this, the fact that I don't know where the story is going. And really, if someone asked me, what is this story about? I would say, look, you have to read it.
Yeah.
The fact that happened, I'm impressed. I have to give it up to Christopher Sebela and say, look, you put together one hell of a comic book that leaves me wanting more in terms of explanation as well as development. I want to see where this goes. I want to learn more about these characters. I think we have very interesting characters. I think that Christopher Sebela has a very clear image in his mind about, the type of people we have here, and how they're going to develop as the series goes on. But I think that there's still so much possibility here, for this to develop in ways that are unconventional.
It's all about, like you said, perspective and distorted perspectives.
Yes, and I feel like, I, for one, like I said, since I'm not 100% sure about exactly what's going on here, I know obviously that everything isn't what it seems, and I appreciate that, but at the same time, it's stories like this that make me as a reader feel very involved. In the story, and I really appreciate that, because I feel as though at this point I'm almost one of the characters who are questioning the other characters in the story. I'm not necessarily just this reader who's on the outside looking in. I'm involved in this. I'm involved in what's happening.
It reached out and grabbed you by the throat and dragged you in, whether you wanted to be in it or not, and that's a pretty powerful thing for a writer to do, I think.
Yeah, it's the definition of, like, the immersive reading experience. You can't help but be involved in the story. And Ben, you brought up a great point that I think that this isn't going to work for every reader. I think it's going to be, especially just this first issue, because there's a lot of questions, there's a lot going on. As it progresses, who knows? But I think this first issue, it's really going to divide readers into one of two groups. Either you have no idea what's going on and you're done with the series, or you have no idea what's going on and you can't wait to find out what's going on.
Exactly.
This is going to be one of those love it or hate it series. And right now, I'm loving it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very intrigued, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least,
right now.
I want to see what happens next. And I think once it becomes a little bit more clear, the direction that we're moving in becomes more clear, then we can say, all right, I love this. This is great. But right now, so far, I'm loving it. I think that's just about it. This was House of Muck #1 from IDW's Black Crown imprint. If you picked up the book, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and as always, check out thebrazenbull.com for more great comic book content. Until next time.
Adios.
Bye.